think, quite frankly, number two, a lot of people in charge agreed with it, at least to start, right? And so they saw people who had what appeared to be the same political ideological leanings as they did, and were just simply more passionate about them. And so they thought they were on the same side. They agreed with it. And then at some point they discovered that they were dealing with something different. Maybe a more pure strain or a more fundamentalist approach. At that point, of course, they became afraid. Right. And so they were afraid of being lit on fire themselves. And by the way, I would describe, I think tech is starting to work its way out of this. I think Hollywood is still not. And my friends in Hollywood, when I talk to them,
not at all.
Not at all. When I talk to people who are in serious positions of responsibility in Hollywood, after a couple drinks in sort of a zone of privacy, it's pretty frequently they'll say, look, I just can't, it's still too scary. Like, I can't go up against this because it'll ruin my career. So, there is this group frenzy, cancellation, ostracizing, career destruction thing. That's real. But let me highlight two other things. So one is, it wasn't just the employees. It was the employees. It was a substantial percentage of the executive team. It was also the board of directors in a lot of cases. And so you'd have politically activated board members. And some of these companies still have that, by the way. It was also the shareholders. And you would think that investors in a capitalist enterprise would only be concerned with economic return. And it turns out that's not true, because you have this intermediate layer of institutions like BlackRock where, they're aggregating up lots of individual shareholders. And then, the managers of the intermediary can exercise their own politics, using the voting power of aggregated small shareholder holdings. And so you had the shareholders coming at them. Then, by the way, you also had the government coming at them. And this administration's been very aggressive on a number of fronts. We could talk about a bunch of examples of that. But you have direct government pressure coming at you. You have the entire press corps coming at you, right? And so